Good morning, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today I'm going to add a new playlist to my channel on grief counseling. And I think this will be a great area to expand on my channel as far as helping more clients, people on this channel. If it does, for sure, I hope it does. But more importantly, it helps me as a future counselor expand upon my skills and how I can help people in the world more than just on religious conversations as well. And so I think it'll be a great new area to discuss, and I'm going to bring up a book that I learned from the seminary by Kelley on grief and mosaics. And I think this is a great way to look at trauma and past experiences, how to kind of connect the pieces, understand how everything balances out, and how we ourselves can look at our mosaic and move forward with respect to our lives. So I think this will be a great topic to discuss. So let's get this started. So this is Kelley's book on grief, and basically using the metaphor of the mosaic, how to piece all the different parts of our life, the good, the bad, everything, just anything you could think of, putting it into one giant mosaic that represents your life, but you as the artist are kind of connecting the pieces, putting them together. And so what she mentions in her book as a metaphor, the mosaic really is, it's meant to be helpful and expansive in considering grief, and I propose, as she says, that in many important ways, grief is like a mosaic, and that we look at no two are alike, as she also points out, that when you look at my mosaic, another person's mosaic, they're very unique and different because we have different experiences, and looking at all these dimensions of life, right? It could incorporate the past, present, future, etc. as well, and balancing all of these forms and learning from the particulars of our life, we really can look, as she's saying here, that if I can see a pattern of grief, of hope in my life, if I can look at these different patterns in my mosaic, okay, is there a possibility that I can now appreciate my life a little more, appreciate myself and what I went through, the good and the bad experiences of life? And I think she is onto something there. And with respect to grief, when we look at the past and there are those moments in our life that we just cannot seem to overcome, cannot seem to jump the hurdle, I think the idea of a mosaic, when we could put the pieces together, as she's saying, that can really help us get an idea, okay, this is where I stand, this is what's keeping me back. All of this is in red in this area, but then it's next to this next piece that I could put now on my mosaic above the lower piece. And I think I want to, as the artist, I could say, all right, let's make this a joyful memory. I want to connect something meaningful in my life right here. So I lost a good friend. I lost a relationship. I lost something important in my life. So I may have that as the color red. But then to green or something orange to kind of transition, I can make that color in my eye as like, okay, I transitioned from the pain to a little bit of sorrow, but now I'm going to go into blue and then the green, to say, okay, now I'm really contemplating, I'm really thinking this through, that, okay, maybe it was important that I lost that friendship, that relationship with somebody, went through that terrible event, and now going into the green to possibly yellow to like be super happy, like glory, okay, and now I'm coming out of my grief into a moment of happiness. And so that is the idea of using the mosaic to really transition the different pieces of your life in a picture that you can see, but it's you, as I mentioned earlier, the artist, who gets to create the mosaic as you see fit. And like Kelley was saying, everyone has different experiences, and no mosaic is the same because everyone is unique. Different backgrounds, different places. I mean, if you play the game telephone, right, 20 people, the first message from the first to the last person, totally different message. We all have a different experience of hearing a message. We all have a different experience of seeing a football game, right? I was on that part of the stadium, you were over there, you were at the concession stand, that person was in the bathroom, that other person was walking to their car, coming from their car, etc. And so we all have unique experiences of the same event. So that's really peculiar. That's really interesting to consider. And so my mosaic at that point in time may be green, because maybe I was the one playing in the football game and I scored the touchdown. Maybe yours was in red because maybe your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they dumped you, and it was like, oh my gosh, how tragic. But it's like those moments are so important in your life, and that is what she's also driving at, Kelley, to value the memory, to put them into color and to put them as part of your mosaic. That's what she's driving at. To give appreciation to all the trauma, the grief that we've been to. Because we don't want to just disregard, oh, I went through the pain and now I should let it go. No, you are special. You're an awesome person. You are someone that has feelings, emotions, empathy, right? And that pain, it's important because it's a reflection that it's you that went through that struggle, you that went through that pain. And so now let's appreciate you in this moment, me in this moment, by looking at a mosaic and putting together something of our story now on a page. And yes, this may be so hard for some people. I get this, because we don't want to go back to the past. We want to move on from past experiences. And yes, that's understandable. And so taking it piece by piece, that is the other thing she's alluding to with the mosaic. Not to put the whole picture down on one color, one frame. Little pieces, little pebbles leading to bigger events can be another way to look at the mosaic that she's saying in this book as well. The more I talk about this in future videos. But to drive this point, it's just you don't have to put down the big trauma piece right away. You can put down the little pebbles, the little pieces, and just share with somebody, yeah, I kind of went through a terrible day today. I need to talk this with somebody. Would you like to listen? And would you be willing to hear my story? And someone says, yeah, sure. Or someone comes to you and says, oh, can I have some advice? I have a question. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. So the little pebbles are important because they really lead to bigger parts of our story, bigger parts of what happened with you in the past inside, that you had an experience with someone out on the outside, right? Or vice versa. And I think another thing to just share before closing out this video is when you make your mosaics, give them a little appreciation, because these are reflections of your life. And to remember, okay, you don't have to do a mosaic. You could do some sort of creative art piece that represents that you feel your life in some way. Like for me, I like the idea of water, the idea of a flowing stream. So that way, yeah, the stream moves forward. It's the same body of water moving along away. And maybe I'm standing in it and it's moving past me. But the idea that I see the water flowing away from me, that tells me life moves on and life will get better. Life progresses. And so whatever metaphor you like to use, whether it's a mosaic, water, wind, fire, etc., what is it that makes you happy, that you can resonate about life with? That is my question for you. And so it is for me, Mike the MC, on Wednesday. Wow, I'm losing time. And I hope you don't lose track of time like I am, and you're keeping track of yourself, your values, your feelings, and giving yourself time and appreciation for who you are as a person. So that is for me, Mike the MC on Wednesday. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Have a good one.